The world perceives the Sigma male as a mystery and independent force moving through life with quiet, uncheckable confidence. He does not seek validation, nor does he conform to societal expectations. Instead, he carves his own path, unfazed by the noise of the world around him. To outsiders, he seems detached, almost impervious, as if nothing truly affects him. But beneath that composed exterior lies an unspoken reality, one filled with silent battles, internal struggles he chooses to face alone. Not because he lacks support, but because solitude is his weapon, and self-reliance is his creed. These struggles are not discussed, not because they are trivial, but because they are deeply personal. Sigmas are wired differently. They process challenges internally, navigating the complexities of their minds in solitude rather than seeking comfort in external validation. They carry burdens unseen by the world, enduring hardships even those closest to them may never recognize. Yet, through these unseen battles, they grow sharper, stronger, and more resilient. In a society that glorifies the extroverted, the outspoken, and the socially connected, the Sigma male remains an anomaly, thriving in the shadows, embracing the quiet war of self-mastery. Every day presents a new challenge, balancing independence with the need for occasional connection, solitude with responsibility, and the relentless pursuit of growth with the weight of self-imposed expectations. Let's delve into the unseen struggles that Sigma males endure, battles that are rarely acknowledged, yet deeply felt. Silent battle number 1, the heavy burden of self-reliance. To the outside world, the Sigma male seems like an uncheckable force, self-sufficient, highly capable, and effortlessly navigating life's challenges without hesitation. He is the one who appears to need nothing from anyone, the man who stands strong no matter what comes his way. But beneath that composed exterior lies an exhausting reality, the immense strain that comes with shouldering every burden alone. While most people turn to family, friends, or mentors for guidance and support, the Sigma male sees self-reliance as his default mode of existence. It's not about arrogance or stubborn pride, it's about conditioning. From an early age, he learned that the only person he can truly depend on is himself. When faced with adversity, he doesn't reach out, he looks inward, analyzing, strategizing, and finding solutions without expecting help from anyone else. Over the years, he has built an unbreakable fortress of independence, and within its walls, he carries the full weight of his responsibilities, ambitions, failures, and fears in silence. Society often glorifies independence, yet few acknowledge the hidden loneliness that accompanies it. There are moments, fleeting but profound, when the Sigma male feels the ache of solitude, the longing to share his burdens, even if just for a moment. But vulnerability does not come naturally to him. Admitting that he needs support feels like a betrayal of the very principles that define him. And so, he swallows his struggles, pushing forward without complaint, convincing himself that if he has made it this far alone, he can continue doing so indefinitely. However, the weight of perpetual self-reliance is not without consequence. Over time, the stress accumulates, emotional fatigue sets in, and the absence of an outside perspective can sometimes breed self-doubt. With no one to share his worries with, even the strongest Sigma can find himself mentally and emotionally drained. Yet, he refuses to let the world see the cracks in his armor. To him, revealing his struggles is a risk, one that could shatter the identity he has meticulously built. Still, deep down, he understands that even the most independent lone wolves occasionally need a pack, even if just for a brief respite. But letting people in means surrendering a level of control, and that is a risk he rarely takes. And so, he continues to walk his solitary path, battling the relentless weight of self-reliance day after day, step after step, never allowing himself to falter. Silent battle number 2, the burden of being misunderstood. At his core, the Sigma male is a man of autonomy, a lone strategist who moves through life at his own rhythm, refusing to conform to society's expectations. He does not seek validation, nor does he follow the conventional paths that dictate how one should think, behave, or interact. But this very nature, his refusal to be boxed in, leads to one of his most persistent struggles: the burden of being misunderstood. Society thrives on categorization. People are neatly placed into roles: leaders or followers, extroverts or introverts, social or withdrawn. The Sigma male, however, disrupts this binary. He is neither a follower nor a leader in the traditional sense. He walks his own path, forging his own rules. He isn't antisocial, yet he finds little interest in surface-level interactions. He isn't arrogant, but his quiet and observant nature can easily be mistaken for aloofness or superiority. He is not a loner in the conventional sense, yet he prefers his own company over the noise and expectations of social environments. This misinterpretation follows him everywhere: at work, in friendships, even among family. People struggle to comprehend why he does not crave attention, praise, or external validation like most others do. His silence is often mistaken for disinterest, his independence misread as detachment. He is questioned for his lack of participation in social conventions, and at times, even viewed with suspicion for his preference for solitude. The world wants explanations, but the Sigma male grows weary of providing them. He knows that trying to justify his nature to those who will never understand is a battle not worth fighting. And so, he doesn't. Instead, he lets people believe what they will, bearing the weight of their misconceptions in silence. Yet, beneath this quiet exterior, the struggle is real. Even the most self-reliant individuals have an innate desire to be understood, to be seen for who they truly are, rather than who others assume them to be. But for the Sigma male, finding someone who genuinely understands his perspective is a rarity. Over time, he learns to accept this reality, resigning himself to being the enigma that others cannot define. Still, he refuses to compromise who he is for the sake of acceptance. He chooses self-authenticity over societal approval. He embraces his uniqueness, even if it means standing alone. And in doing so, he fights the quiet war of being perpetually misunderstood, not with explanations or justifications, but with unwavering self-acceptance. Silent battle number: the solitude of being different. Being different is both a gift and a burden. The Sigma male takes pride in his individuality, in the fact that he refuses to follow the crowd or mold himself to fit societal expectations. But this very trait, the thing that sets him apart, also isolates him. He doesn't fit neatly into any predefined category, and because of that, he often feels like an outsider. While others find a sense of identity in social groups, shared interests, and collective belonging, he exists on the periphery, watching, analyzing, but rarely feeling fully connected. Even in the middle of a crowded room, he can feel profoundly alone. Not because he dislikes people, but because he perceives the world through a different lens, one that few can truly understand. The Sigma male values substance over small talk, purpose over routine, and authenticity over blind acceptance. He finds little joy in superficial interactions or forced social obligations. He craves conversations that challenge the mind, relationships that have depth, and experiences that hold meaning. But in a world that often prioritizes surface-level connections and instant gratification, this mindset can leave him feeling like an anomaly, someone who speaks a language few others can comprehend. This loneliness isn't just about being physically alone, it is something deeper. It is the weight of walking a path that few dare to tread, of making choices that others don't understand, of holding principles that seem foreign in a world driven by conformity. It is the realization that most people will never truly get him, and that forging meaningful connections will always be more difficult for someone who refuses to dilute who he is. Yet, despite the solitude, the Sigma male stands firm in his individuality. He knows that sacrificing his authenticity just to fit in would be a betrayal of everything he believes in. He would rather walk alone with integrity than compromise himself for the sake of companionship. But even the strongest lone wolves have their moments of doubt. There are nights when the silence feels heavier than usual, when the weight of solitude presses down on him more than he'd like to admit. And yet, he endures, because for the Sigma male, being true to himself is worth more than the fleeting comfort of belonging. And so, he continues his journey alone, perhaps, but never lost. Silent battle number 4, the relentless fight against mediocrity. For the Sigma male, life is not about mere existence, it is about purpose, growth, and the pursuit of excellence. He refuses to drift through life on autopilot, settling for what is easy or expected. While many find comfort in routine, stability, and predictability, he is driven by an insatiable need to push boundaries, expand his knowledge, and refine his skills. But this unyielding desire to rise above the ordinary comes at a cost. Every day, the Sigma male wrestles with the ever-present temptation of mediocrity. He sees how easily others choose the path of least resistance, how they trade ambition for security, passion for convenience, and potential for complacency. The world constantly nudges him toward conformity, whispering that he should just blend in, take the safer route, and stop chasing ideals that demand so much of him. There are moments when even he wonders if he is making life unnecessarily difficult for himself. Would it really be so bad to slow down, to embrace an easier way of living? But he knows the answer before the question is even fully formed. The Sigma male is not wired to settle. He holds himself to rigorous standards, sometimes to an almost punishing degree. He is his own harshest critic, never satisfied with good enough. The fear of stagnation, of wasting his potential, haunts him far more than the fear of failure. He understands that true growth comes from discomfort, that excellence is born from struggle, and that the road to mastery is often a lonely one. Yet, this battle is not without its challenges. The weight of constant self-improvement can be exhausting. The relentless pursuit of greatness often isolates him, making him question whether the sacrifices are worth it. The pressure he places on himself can lead to moments of doubt, frustration, and even burnout. But despite these struggles, he refuses to give in. He knows that settling for mediocrity would be a betrayal of everything he stands for. And so, he continues to push forward, even when the road is steep and the rewards seem distant. He chooses the harder path not because it is easy, but because he knows it leads somewhere greater. To the Sigma male, mediocrity is not just an enemy, it is a battle he must fight every single day, armed with nothing but his unbreakable will and relentless pursuit of something more. Silent battle number 5, the burden of overthinking. The Sigma male's mind is his greatest weapon but also his greatest challenge. He doesn't just think. He analyzes, dissects, and contemplates everything, often to an exhausting degree. While others move through life reacting to the moment, he operates on a deeper level, constantly questioning, strategizing, and anticipating outcomes. This relentless introspection allows him to be highly self-aware, emotionally intelligent, and always a step ahead. But it also means his mind is rarely at rest. He replays past conversations, overanalyzes decisions, and considers every possible future scenario. Simple choices that most people make on impulse can become complex internal debates for him. This tendency to overthink stems from his need to understand the world around him. He is naturally skeptical, refusing to take things at face value. He questions authority, social norms, and even his own beliefs. While this makes him incredibly independent and resistant to manipulation, it also places a heavy mental load on him. At times, this mental overdrive can lead to self-doubt. He second-guesses himself, wondering if he made the right call, if he misread a situation, or if he could have handled something differently. This internal battle can be exhausting, leaving him mentally drained even after a day of little external conflict. Unlike others who can vent their thoughts freely, the Sigma male keeps his struggles to himself. He doesn't want to burden others or appear weak, so he fights this battle alone, sorting through his thoughts in solitude. Yet, despite the weight of overthinking, he also knows it is what sets him apart. His ability to think critically, to see beyond the obvious, and to anticipate challenges before they arise is what makes him formidable. He has learned to embrace this mental intensity, using it as a tool rather than a curse. But even so, the battle never truly ends. His mind remains a battlefield, waging silent wars that no one else can see. Silent battle number 6, the conflict between freedom and connection. For the Sigma male, freedom is everything. He thrives in independence, refusing to be tied down by societal expectations, rigid structures, or unnecessary obligations. He values his autonomy above all else, making decisions on his own terms and living life the way he sees fit. But with this unyielding need for freedom comes an internal conflict: his struggle with human connection. While he enjoys solitude, he is not emotionless. He experiences moments of longing for deep, meaningful relationships, whether friendships, mentorships, or romantic connections. But the idea of being emotionally dependent on someone, or having someone rely too heavily on him, triggers a sense of entrapment. He fears losing himself in a relationship, compromising his identity, or being expected to conform to roles he never signed up for. This battle is particularly evident in romantic relationships. While he may desire intimacy, he is cautious about allowing anyone too close. He prefers meaningful connections over fleeting encounters, but true compatibility is rare for someone with his mindset. Many people misinterpret his independence as coldness, making it difficult for him to form relationships where he feels truly understood. Friendships pose a similar challenge. He values loyalty and depth, but he struggles with the social obligations that often come with maintaining close bonds. Small talk, constant check-ins, and group dynamics feel draining to him. He enjoys the company of those who respect his space, but such people are few and far between. As a result, he often walks a fine line, craving connection yet resisting attachment, valuing companionship yet needing solitude. He yearns for someone who understands his nature without trying to change him, but he knows that such relationships are rare. This ongoing battle forces the Sigma male to make difficult choices. Does he embrace solitude fully, or does he take the risk of letting someone in? Does he sacrifice a portion of his freedom for the sake of connection, or does he accept the loneliness that sometimes comes with independence? Ultimately, he finds his own way, learning to navigate relationships on his own terms. He may never fit into traditional social molds, but he refuses to compromise who he is. And so, he continues to walk the tightrope between freedom and connection, balancing solitude with the occasional need for human closeness. Final reflections: the silent strength of Sigma males. The silent battles that Sigma males face every day are not signs of weakness, they are the crucibles that shape their resilience, sharpening their minds and fortifying their spirits. Walking an unconventional path requires an uncheckable sense of self and the strength to resist the pressures of conformity. Sigma males do not simply follow the crowd. They carve their own way, embracing the struggles that come with their unique nature. Being misunderstood, bearing the full weight of self-reliance, rejecting mediocrity, and accepting solitude, these challenges do not break them. They refine them. While many seek validation from the outside world, Sigma males draw their power from within, fueled by an unrelenting pursuit of self-mastery. Their struggles are not burdens, they are tests that separate them from the ordinary, pushing them to rise above societal norms and expectations. However, it is important to acknowledge that this path is not without its difficulties. The burden of total independence can be overwhelming, and the loneliness that comes with standing apart can be deeply felt. Yet, despite these hardships, Sigma males do not waver. They press on not because they must, but because they refuse to be anything less than their true selves. If you identify as a Sigma male, know that your struggles are not invisible. Even if the world fails to recognize them, they are real, and they shape you into the person you are destined to be. And if you know a Sigma male, take a moment to understand that beneath his composed and mysterious exterior lies a complex inner world, one filled with battles, victories, and silent sacrifices that he may never put into words. If you found this video insightful or relatable, why not join our growing community? Subscribe to the channel for more content exploring the mindsets, traits, and behaviors of Sigma males. Your engagement helps us dive deeper into these unique perspectives. Be sure to like this video if it resonated with you, share it with someone who might appreciate it, and leave your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Remember, as a Sigma male or someone inspired by their path, staying true to yourself is the ultimate strength. Keep evolving, stay strong, and we'll see you in the next video.